What should we call this video?
Oatmeal.
Oatmeal? Merry Christmas time to all of you, and thanks for watching. Of all the Christmas specials that make us feel special and Christmassy, Frosty the Snowman is definitely at the top of our list. Based on the famous song composed in 1950, Frosty the Snowman is a Rankin Bass special that premiered on CBS in 1969. What gives Frosty the Snowman a special place in TV history? I'll tell you at the end of the video. So stay tuned. Unlike many of the other Rankin Bass specials, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman is animated with cell animation, hand-drawn, and the instantly recognizable designs are by Paul Coker Jr., a famous illustrator who ranks up there with Jack Davis. In fact, both of them are well known for their work in Mad Magazine, so they're both members of the usual gang of idiots. Frosty had appeared in merchandise and media before this special, in storybooks, comic books, records, and even an animated short. But it took this special to really define his character and certainly to define his look. Now, there wasn't a great deal of merchandise produced in the early years of the special airing on CBS, but in recent times, say within the last 20 years, Frosty the Snowman has become one of the most merchandised Christmas characters. You can even get Frosty in the form of one of those inflatable figures so he can stand on your lawn. And then when you unplug him, he'll melt away before your very eyes. Let's take a look at just some of the merchandise that has been issued, celebrating Frosty the Snowman and his friends. Here from 2002, we have a golden sticker book. That's right. The famed publisher of all those little golden books that we love so much here at Tulgey Wood, also produced Frosty the Snowman activity books. And really that should come as no surprise because at that time Golden Press owned the Rankin Bass specials. Today, the Frosty the Snowman TV special is owned by Universal. This Christmas stocking is definitely a fun piece of merchandise that ties in perfectly with Christmas. And there was originally a chip inside his head that I guess is still there, but no longer plays. I'm not sure what it was originally supposed to do. I'm not sure if it played some music or was maybe a soundbite from the special, like Frosty saying, "Happy birthday!" But this does bring us to Frosty's voice, which was Jackie Vernon, a famous comedian of the time, who was a rotund gentleman with a sad sack sort of expression. He was known as the King of the Deadpan, and he had a really offbeat sense of humor. He was so gentle, low-key, self-deprecating, and as I said, deadpan, that casting him as Frosty was almost the ultimate inside joke, because his persona was not jolly like Frosty's is. I think that was part of the humor of casting Jackie Vernon. I also think that's part of the reason that Frosty says, "Happy birthday," when he comes to life. Because not only is it because it's his birthday every time he comes to life, but it also plays against Jackie Vernon's persona to say something so happy and upbeat. I also think that maybe when Frosty says,
"What a neat thing to happen to a nice guy like me,"
is an inside reference to one of Jackie's catchphrases, which was, "What a nice guy." But certainly, not only does Jackie Vernon do a great job in performing a vocal characterization for Frosty, but he also provides lots of colorful character just within his own voice and his own New York accent. As I mentioned, he was a very popular comedian of the time, appearing on all the talk shows. He was a favorite of Johnny Carson and so many of the talk show hosts, but also he's a character portrayed on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So if that isn't a sign of popularity in the 1960s, I don't know what is. Not surprisingly, Frosty is the star of Christmas ornaments, such as this one from 2012. It's one of a series. This one is called Frosty Comes to Life, and as you can see, one of the children is about to put a magic hat on Frosty, bringing him to life. Let's take a look at it. Hallmark does to this day Frosty the Snowman ornaments. And they're always extremely well done, as is everything Hallmark does. Now look how great this is. And also, if we pull on the string, we see Frosty come to life. The hat goes on his head, and he starts waving his arms. It's really fun. It's really a delight, as are all these ornaments. There are a lot of fun toys and figures done. This one is a bobblehead, and he's kind of sealed in there, so I don't want to break it open. But you know how bobbleheads work. The heads bobble.
The head is the most difficult part. Ask anyone.
Now this set is really fun, I think, and very special. This is from the same company that I believe did all those great little Peanuts figures that we like so much. I believe they had the license for the Rankin Bass characters as well. So here's Frosty the Snowman Winter Parade figurine display set. And it has a scenic backdrop. Perfect accent for your winter display. On the back of the box, we can see it all set up. And it's really fun because it's not only Frosty and Karen, but it's the traffic cop, the new figurine of the traffic cop, it says. I'm not sure what that means. There must have been an earlier one. He must have been the really sought-after character in this cast of characters. And also Professor Hinkle. Frosty the Snowman and his friends are in a parade around town. Frosty, Professor Hinkle, Karen, the new traffic cop figurine, plus a fold-out backdrop complete the display. This village is really so charming in the special. And throughout the show, there's just a feeling of small town. It's very funny and very cute and very charming with the different characters that Frosty and the children meet on their way to the train station. So that's one reason I like this so much, is it gives us not only the characters, but the town. Now, when I was showing you this ornament, I mentioned that Hallmark still has the Frosty license and produces Frosty the Snowman merchandise to this day. So what's one of the best things they've ever done with the Frosty character? Well, take a look at this. Now, this is truly one of the best things they've ever done. I mean, look at how great this is. But here's the surprise. It's much more than just like a figure or a doll. It says right here, it's the dancing Frosty the Snowman and features sound and motion. Because Hallmark developed all these special effects for their ornaments and for other displayable Christmas items. So Frosty here is no exception. So, how does it work? Well, we know from the special and the song that Frosty has to have his magic hat on. Now, there must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. So how does this work?
Put my hat on my head to see me dance around.
Let's follow his directions and put his hat on his head.
Must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. Oh, when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman was alive as he could be, and the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Isn't that delightful? As delightful as the TV special itself. I really am a huge fan of the Frosty the Snowman TV special. It is so charming, so funny. It packs a lot of story into just 30 minutes. And it takes the original song, which really doesn't have a story, just an idea, and expands upon it and ties it in with Christmas. Because strictly speaking, the original Frosty song really doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. Winter, yes. Christmas, no. But by incorporating Santa, the North Pole, and other elements, the Rankin Bass team very cleverly transformed it into a Christmas story. The Rankin Bass writer really did a spectacular job in transforming the song into a Christmas story. And what special place does the Frosty the Snowman special have in TV history? Of the 3 longest running Christmas TV specials, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and Frosty, Frosty is the only one that is still running on its original network. Rudolph premiered on NBC and is now shown on CBS. A Charlie Brown Christmas premiered on CBS, and then after running on CBS for many years was on ABC. And then after many years on ABC, it's now on Apple TV with a bonus showing on PBS. Now, even though the TV special transformed the song into a Christmas story, the lyrics of the song were basically not changed, with one significant exception. At the end of the special, instead of Frosty saying, "I'll be back again someday," he says,
I'll be back on Christmas Day.